Hey everybody, it's Toxic and Master. I asked questions on Instagram. I know I posted a video talking about it on my YouTube on Monday. So I figured we would answer the questions. I posted it both on my little page and my kitten page. Since I have two different pages, please excuse the jingling, sorry.
And if any of you are wondering what I'm doing, we just picked up The Thief of Always by Clive Barker as a graphic novel. One of my favorite books, so I just have it in my lap right now.
Okay. Someone already knows that one.
Well, what question is it?
I already answered this one a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. What's the best thing to do? I'm guessing they meant to say in kitten space, because it says all in kitten space.
Probably
they probably
in.
corrected their phone like mine does.
That's for you.
What is the best thing to do in kitten space? I don't know. I like to play with toys, and usually, well, before we got Morpheus, our actual cat, I loved eating out of the bowls and drinking out of my bowls. But since we have a kitty, it's a little hard to do that because then he's like, "Oh, is that mine? No, that's not me."
He's a vacuum cleaner. He'll eat anything on the floor.
So yeah. Those are usually my best things I like to do in kitten space. Let's see. What's the best punishment? I'm guessing that's supposed to be punishment. You can get from him. Is this punishment? I think it's supposed to be punishment.
Or it's a play on the
play
word.
on words. Okay.
Because, you know, fun.
Right.
You enjoy punishment.
Okay, so what's that? I don't know. I like a lot of things. So,
Well, what do
I
you
guess
enjoy?
it would be paddling. Paddling, flogging, anything that involves spanking my butt. So, flogger, paddle, cane, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so this is one simple class.
Okay.
How do you tell your partner that you're into pet play?
You tell them you're in pet play. Really, I don't see a reason why you should have any hang-ups. I know for a while there,
I was worried about talking about it.
You were worried about talking about kitten play and then age play.
Yeah.
And it doesn't,
Little play, age play.
Yeah, if your partner really does love you and they won't judge you, I mean, I don't like age play. I think it's kind of weird. I can't get into it like she can.
Well, you can get into the daddy dom thing. I mean, I'll call you daddy.
Well, that's the domination aspect. You being in little space is not really my thing.
Right.
So you do it by yourself, and kitten space, on the other hand, I think is cute. I can get it a little bit. I mean, but I'm not completely into it.
We're actually going to be starting to do puppy play and pony play, so those will be a little bit more demeaning. We'll do another video on this later before we keep rambling on this giant long thing. But as I was going to say, we keep little play and then like DDLG a little different. So
when it comes to fetishes, I'm just into the domination, darker aspects, while she can deal with both. But yeah, if you're into something, just sit them down and go, I want to talk to you about this, and just talk about it. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, I know it can be scary to say something that you've never really thought about doing before or talked about doing before, but just if they're a cool person, just ask them. There's no real need to be all worried and stuff. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Right. Okay, so apart from in the bedroom, what is your relationship like? Oh boy. Well, if you saw the video on Instagram, that's been deleted because I ended up making my kitten play Instagram, my little Instagram. I don't know why, don't ask. We pick on each other a lot. He'll call me asshole. He'll call me
asshole.
I'll call him asshole. He'll call me bitch or something like that.
I'll call her things you don't call a person in polite conversation.
We're not gonna put those all out there, but so
the C word is actually thrown out, and this is her reaction when she gets called it.
So I don't take it personally. Yeah. He's just picking on me, and I know that.
But
so our relationship's a lot of picking, a lot of like he'll hit me, I'll hit him playfully, Him grabbing my butt in public, or, picking on me in public.
Waiting till no one's around and doing
this. Of course,
this.
right, yeah. So, we're mostly geeky.
If you could, if we could move the camera, but we're not going to do that.
Yeah, I'm like, we can do a house tour later.
To Toxic's right is a shelf full of my Warhammer 40k projects. It's a miniature war game. Right here. Death Jester. Which we both play. And that shelf is full of projects of both of our forces. We have multiple that I have not completed yet, or we have no place to put. But your Decimator up there is ready to go, but it needs it's very fragile, so it has to go someplace to protect it. But yeah, we're very geeky. There's toys all over this house. We're collectors.
Yeah.
We play
like a house tour later or something.
There's video games all over this place, but we do a lot of things separate and together, and we're just an average geek couple that just so happens to be two vulgar motherfuckers.
Right.
She has said things that probably would get her arrested in several states.
That, and I've cussed like a sailor. I actually had my stepdad come in the other room because we were playing Naughty Bear.
I'll tell this story. He was actually in the room with us.
Was he? I thought we were playing it in our room.
No, we were not. We were playing it in the living room.
Are you sure? I saw we were playing in our room and I knew the remote was
I remember it very vividly. If you've ever played the game Naughty Bear, it is an island of teddy bears. They're alive. They're stuffed teddy bears. They don't have organs or anything. They're teddy bears. Naughty Bear is a serial killer, and your job is to go out and kill the other bears, torture them, drive them insane, and we would have contests. It's on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Yeah. There's a newer version of it out too, called Naughty Bear 2. But we would do contests where we would pick a level, and I would go through, and she had to beat my score. I got gold level, and I thought at that point that was the highest level.
No.
Well, she pushed it and got to platinum, and she's like, oh, she hasn't even killed any teddy bear on the final stage yet.
No.
She's just been frightening them, driving them insane, and she's going to get them to kill themselves, and she's going to kill them.
Right.
And there's so much stuff going on.
The game freezes.
Yeah, it freezes and the whole Xbox crashes. What came out of her mouth was no obscenity heard by mortal man. And I'm serious. Her 40-something-year-old looks like a biker stepfather is like in horror listening to her go off. I don't believe you actually said a syllable.
I don't think I did. I think it was just gurgle.
No, I think you're speaking a language that has not been heard by men. Watch the deleted scene from the Fellowship of the Ring where Gandalf starts speaking Mordor and all their reactions. That was our reaction. I was pretty sure plants were dying around us. The sun was going out. It was a weird sentence that she said, and it was just vulgar as hell.
It was funny. Okay. So, I don't know, if we keep going, this video is going to be forever.
Just next question.
What is your favorite, what is the most common thing you find her doing to get in trouble?
Being a fucking bitch. No, seriously, she goes out of her way to be a bitch or a brat, depending on her mood, to piss me off to get in trouble. Now, there is pissed off, which will cause playing, and then there's pissed off that she goes quiet.
I'm in big trouble.
Yeah, because it is not punishment, it is just sheer piss. She does not do that. There have been moments that she has done that by accident, or someone else has set me off, but nothing comes of it because
the playful play, out in the cage, or
if I get to the pissed, I just go quiet and just go do something, zen out.
Right.
But she
honestly, I mostly just do the get in trouble, get mad, get in trouble.
I was about to say, you've only done the, oh, I'm gonna fucking kill someone pissed off a couple times by sheer accident. You weren't even trying to be playful. You just did something and didn't realize what you were doing.
Right.
And then you went, oh.
I don't think that's what they were talking about.
Yeah, I know. But,
talking about...
Well, I'm saying I had to differentiate because you don't, like, mess with my stuff.
True, no. Well, I have OCD myself, so I'm like, I'm not touching that.
you poke me with a needle and try to get me to react is what you do.
Yep.
But making it the way we were saying it sounds like you actually try to get a fight going.
No.
But no, you don't. You only take it to the point where you get in trouble, not a fight breaks out.
Okay. What we all again? Sorry, guys, I don't like running. What is your favorite, most beloved item / gear you own? Please show it. P.S. Love you. Love you, doll. Love you too. And I brought 2 out because I didn't know if you were talking about as in like play gear or like gear that I wear out. My actual play gear would have to be my butt plug white box tail. This is out. Or something like that. This one's out favorited my.
I was going to say they can't see what the plug is, so. Well. It's in a bag because it's in a drawer with a bunch of other stuff. We don't want anything on it, really.
But anyway.
It just has smudges from
this
the bag.
This one is my favorite. I used to have the medium plugged one that's rubber, or silicone. That was black with a gray tip.
Rubber is so.
Okay, whatever. Silicone, rubber.
I gotta be a mess.
But I've come to love this one more. Because I prefer metal plugs now. I had never had a metal plug. We've only had silicone plugs. And we bought this one and I had a metal plug and I was like, okay, I just want metal plugs from now on. Because I find they feel better. I'll do a whole video on this later. But, so this one is my favorite one in the bedroom. If the cat jumps in the window.
Cat got to this bag.
Of course he did.
I don't know how we got to it.
And these ones are my favorite gear, like, to wear out in public. Normal gear because they match my cat's ears. If you've seen my Morpheus in my photos or my videos, these ears almost look identically to his, and I absolutely love it because Morpheus is actually the color of cat I'd want to be if I was a real cat. Only I'd want to be a munchkin cat.
I've never actually noticed that.
Yep, only I'd be a munchkin cat.
I'm staring at him. He's over there on the window. We have the window open because our house in the summertime retains heat like nothing, but in the winter it's a fridge in here.
Right.
So the windows are open to try and pull air in because it's so hot.
So those are all the questions on my kitten page. Now we'll move to my little page.
And we also had someone that wanted to know things.
What? No.
Like wanted us to how we met.
That was well I said I'd do another video on that.
Yeah.
We'll do a whole separate video on that. After we're done doing this. We might as well record some videos. Okay. How long have you two been together? 9 years? We'll be married 6 this year.
Got married in 2011.
We met in 2009.
So we've been married 6 years, and we got married on our 2nd anniversary. So yes, we've been together for 8 years.
8 years, okay. I said 9 years, but 8 years, okay. How did you both get into BDSM? Your story's different than mine, so. I
was about to say, yeah. I'd always been interested in it, and I started looking into it. And then one day, a friend of mine who married his submissive, he had just gotten out of a bad marriage, and he was hanging out at the game store that he's one of the owners of, and I worked there, and I passed by and I saw him on a site that I recognized as a BDSM dating site. And at that point, I'd only researched things, never actually done anything yet. And he he's my mentor in a lot of ways. He's given me advice on just about what. I
thought he just made that noise.
No, that's something from outside.
Okay.
But he's always been a mentor to me in every way, and he started to tell me how BDSM relationships work. He would always use the term BDSM's like magic. Your own personal is what works best. So I started hanging out at a fetish club, which it wasn't that good of a fetish club. It was just a couple rooms that people would use, but I never went there for the fetish stuff. I went there for the social atmosphere, and I got to talk BDSM, Warhammer, comic books with a bunch of people, and I'm friends with at least one of those people too, Sim. That's where I met Sim.
Right.
But me and Sim never hung out after that till our podcast days. But I started, learning more about it, and that's when I decided that I wanted a submissive of my own. And about the exact same time, I decided that I had met her. And this is where she comes in.
So, I've said this many, many times in my videos, and I know no one believes me because no one thinks, you can't think that at that age, you can't be that smart at that age. But ever since I was a kid, I played torture with myself, so I knew I was something.
And I'll back her up because when I was a kid, I knew I enjoyed inflicting terror and pain. Not in, I would hurt people way, but I would pretend to hurt them. My sisters still laugh about me not playing cops and robbers, me playing serial killer and victim with them. And there was some cannibalism in that game. But go ahead.
Of course. So when I first met him, and the first thing he said to me was, I broke my friend Ryan, or our friend Ryan.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, well, how did you do that? And he said, I want to put a submissive in a cage. My first instinct was, I want to do that.
My first instinct before typing, we were messaging each other because I was at work.
This was when MySpace was cool.
Yeah, I was on MySpace, she was on MySpace, so she said hi. I told her that, and when I'm typing that in, I'm going, oh, this girl is never going to want to talk to me ever again. And then she said, oh, that's so cool, it's the coolest thing I ever heard. I actually had to call my friend over, Corey, just to read that line. Because I'm like, I need you to read this part right here and say it out loud. And he's like, that's the coolest thing I've ever heard. Why did you want me to say that? I'm like, because I need to know that it's actually there.
Right.
But then she started asking me all these questions about...
I kept going, can you make a submissive do this? Can you make a submissive do that?
Yeah, I remember you asked, can you make a submissive crawl on their hands and feet? And I told you... Hands and knees, sorry. Hands and knees. And I told her that I had once saw a Dame put her submissive on the floor and use him as a footstool. To which she was like, oh god, that's awesome. So, at the time, I didn't know what she wanted to be, because she was asking vague questions of where she would have stood on... It wasn't like she was going, if I was a submissive, or I was the Dom, could I? It was, can a Dom make the submissive do this? Or what can't a Dom make a submissive do? So, I explained everything to her. And then, of course, we started doing stuff and I collared her.
Dang it.
Still yawning?
Yeah. Alright, what's your favorite thing about each other? They didn't specify.
That you are completely okay with me being a sadistic, psychotic, sick bastard.
I was gonna say, that's my favorite thing about you.
Who spends 80% of his time building this shit and painting this shit. And some of it's her shit that she makes me paint.
I don't make you paint. I suck at painting.
I enjoy painting and building and playing the game. And
my other favorite thing about you is that you're a geek and that you love the Muppets. We'll go on about the Muppets when we make our How We Met video.
My nickname's Gonzo. I'll say that.
Well, that you knew who the Muppets were, so.
Yeah, but we both are constantly going, Aries, quiet. We're both constantly going on about how we probably could not...
The smell of summer, spring air.
We probably could not find anyone to be okay with the sick, vulgar things she talks about.
No. Okay. What is your favorite activity to do together? Both BDSM and vanilla. Warhammer would be our vanilla thing to do together.
We've played a lot of games, tag team as other opponents, and in case if you none of you have ever played us, so I'm the guy who if you're gonna beat me, I'm gonna make you earn that victory, and she's the player that curb stomps people and enjoys it.
Yeah.
So I torment our opponents, and then she just bashes them in the head. For you 40K players, she has a Deathwing army.
I don't think he can see black.
No, I don't think he can see black.
He's like...
The cat is stuck staring at something black. But for you 40K players, yes, she has a 1,500 point Deathwing.
Yeah.
Who the hell has a 1,500 point Deathwing army?
Me.
One squad at 200 points of Deathwing is bad. She has 20 Deathwings.
Just forget what's tail anyway. Okay. BDSM thing. What's your favorite BDSM thing?
Well, I'm not sure about you, but I just like being the asshole. And being a degenerate.
Well,
like
I
last night.
Being that way. So that
last night I was a complete asshole, and you loved it.
Right. Okay. How long did it take to get all your play stuff for scenes? We're not even done. We're not even done. There's still pony play stuff.
Okay, for the person who asked that, that's a stupid question.
Oh,
because well, no, I'm saying it because there is never an end to this stuff.
Right? No. If you want basic stuff, it takes
basic
a while.
Stuff.
You just can't go, oh, I just want cheap handcuffs, and if you want your play to be like jerking and like you're gonna want leather.
I'm gonna say something, and it actually I'm gonna say something, and it actually works for BDSM as well. In Warhammer, we have a joke. It's drugs are cheaper, and BDSM goes by the exact same thing.
Right.
Once you start. You are never done.
Maybe I'll eventually do a video of my collection that I have right now. Because it's gonna keep growing. But maybe I'll do a video.
What the fuck did you just say?
My collection that I have right now.
No. Before that,
what did I say?
You started saying something.
I didn't. I stopped myself.
You missaid collection, and it sounded like
I said collection.
Well, it sounded like you said something else for a second. I'm like, did she just say clit?
No, I said my collection.
It sounded like you stopped and then said collect. You said.
I must have stopped and then started saying collection, so it sounded like I said that. Okay, anyways.
But yeah, you'll never.
No.
She thought she was done a year into us being together, and there is 20 times as much stuff.
And it's still growing. We still need to go get the one thing. Okay. What punishments do you have, if you have any, while doing DDLG, and also do you do any training?
We do not have any punishments that involve DDLG.
No.
Because I'm not really into DDLG. She is. For her, it's... For you, it's the mindset.
It's mostly, I was going to say, it's mostly me just acting like a little kid and talking to you in a little kid voice. That's as far as our DDLG goes.
That's our DDLG, but she has her own separate thing.
That's called little play.
Yeah,
age play. That's more like age play, age regression.
No, it doesn't really.
That's age regression.
I'm kind of considering all this one category.
It's not one category. It's separate. You're gonna confuse people.
But for normal punishment, I was about to say the strong, like the worst punishment you can endure, isn't even the beating ones. It is you're turned into a footstool for an hour. That's mainly the spanking and the footstool are my most punishments. But the footstool also coincides with you doing things nonstop to earn forgiveness.
Right. Ouch. Okay.
And you're normally sore all over by the time it's done.
Right.
And not for the way you're now thinking. For the people who are dirty, that's not why she's sore. That's another story, though.
Do you do any training? We do it every so often. Sadly, my health sucks because of... I know, it needs cut because it's too tight. Because I have health issues, I think it's partly because of...
What?
You had to pull a knife out of the camera. Anyways,
you're bruising your own skin.
I know. I'm a masochist. Do you think I care? Part of it, I think, is from me being anorexic. I'll go on that story. Maybe later we'll do a video about that. I don't know what you guys want me to do videos of, or what you want to hear, so I'll split that.
If you want to do more personal stories, go ahead and ask her, and we'll do videos on that, as it involves me too.
But so I think that's the reason why my health is so bad. So we do training, and then like I get sick, and then we stop training. And then we just kind of get off of the tangent, and we get back on it, and we get off it, and we get on it.
It's not just the fact you were anorexic, but remember, you also did gymnastics, so your body has taken a beating, both physically and cellular.
So we do training. I mean, I have been trained in some things, but the training we really want is something that we switch between doing and not doing.
Okay.
So I have had some training.
Uh-huh.
I've had training in listening to you, following commands, not really crate training, but, you know, like being in the, being in the crate.
You can't consider that training because there's one photographer who had to learn this the hard way. They did a photo shoot where she was in a straitjacket, and he was amazed about how happy she was. If you put her in any type of restraint or confinement, she becomes completely relaxed and giddy. She'll fall asleep in it. She almost fell asleep in the straitjacket, I'm pretty sure.
I think I did. But,
so, yeah.
Yeah, so that's actually all our questions.
Is that all of it?
Mm-hmm. That was on both profiles. If you guys would like me to do more personal videos, because I know you guys are getting tired of my reviews, and I'm very sorry, but I have a lot of stuff that I'd like to review and talk to you about, because I order so much stuff from so many companies, and I'd like to share my thoughts. But we will be doing a video on how we met. We'll do a video on maybe like some of my rules in the house. I'll do like a gear, or not a gear, my toys. So yeah, I'll try and do more videos like that. Oh, if you guys were wondering where my case came from, in case you've seen it during this video, it is from Dreamy Craft Shop. So, yeah, so I guess that's it. We'll do another Q&A some other time. Maybe I'll try and do it once a month. I don't know what you guys want. Again, please leave it in the comments. I say this on every video, but just tell me what you want to see. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Love you guys. Bye. Ciao.